A good point, or is it a disappointing point for Leeds United this evening? Could we have taken three, or are we lucky to even take one? Let me know your thoughts. It is the match reaction. It has just ended at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Everton won, Leeds United won in a game of two halves. A game where Leeds dominated the first half, and it was all Everton in the second. Before we do get into the match reaction, be sure to smash that like button. Let's go for 250 likes on this video. Subscribe if you're new as well. And thank you if you did join me for my live stream watch along. It was absolutely brilliant. Over 700 of you were in there this evening. That was, I mean, words can't explain. Yeah, that's why I can't get them out. And also get your comments in. What went wrong in that second half? And also, who was your man of the match this evening? I think before a ball was even kicked, you would take a point against Everton. You know, Daniel Farke's got this thing of, you know, getting a point away from home, get 3 points at home. And obviously the teams around us this weekend have won. West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, the likes of Palace and Tottenham falling into a relegation battle. And what Leeds are doing quite well is that we're not losing games. We haven't lost the game since November the 29th. But also, we're not winning games. We are winning games, but you know we're getting a lot more points, and a lot of fans are saying, "Listen, they're there for the taking this evening." But I would argue Everton, you know, were unlucky not to get the 3 points in that second half. I think Leeds United. Let's talk positives first. Let's talk about the first half. Obviously, James Justin gets the goal. Leeds United were very good in the first half. You know, created a lot of chances. Obviously, the changes that were made at the beginning. Okafor was benched. Aaronson and Stack. Stack came back in. Aaronson played up front with Dominic Calvert Lewin. Bornau came in for Gabriel Goodmanson. And yeah, Leeds looked all right. Leeds looked like we could create some chances. And I personally went into this game quite, not negative, but I was a bit worried about what the performance was going to be like. And actually, the first half, we created chances. And in the end, James Justin scored. Lovely goal down the right-hand side, whipped in from Stack. He got kind of left by Calvert-Lewin. And then Aaronson, with a bit of like a no-touch assist, left it for James Justin. And James Justin stuck it in the back of the net. And really nice goal from the left back. And I've spoke about James Justin in recent weeks, how I was critical when we first signed him, but actually he's been an excellent addition. James Justin took the goal really nicely, defended brilliantly tonight for Leeds United as well. And also we hit the post in the first half as well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin unlucky not to score on his return at Everton. And Leeds go into, you know, into the break sort of with their heads held high, I thought. And I thought maybe it's a matter of how many it could be in the second half. And then Everton make a switch. They bring on Dewsbury Hall and Branthwaite at the second half mark and bring off, you know, they go a bit more attacking. They go to a three-back. And it took Daniel Farke way too long this evening to change to their system change, to sort of, we played a bit too reactive, not proactive, I thought, this evening. And we only kind of to change things when they eventually got their goal, which was coming. It was coming all half, really. And yes, they were kind of doing a lot without doing a lot. They had a few testing shots, but not too much on Darlow's goal. And in the end, they broke down the right-hand side and, you know, put it across, and Barry tucked it away. Lovely finish from the striker, who didn't do loads tonight, but when he, you know, he was key in the areas where they needed him to be, and he got a good goal. Then Idrissa Gana Gueye hits the bar, and I'm telling you what, Leeds were really on the ropes in the second half. And then he gives 5 minutes to Okafor, Buonanotte, and Sean Longstaff, and changes to a 4-3-3, which I do understand you don't want to change too much in a game. But I don't know about you. We were just getting dominated that half, and it needed to come sooner. And that's the first time in a long time I think we've criticised Daniel Farke, because, you know, he's had a brilliant turnaround. He's got pretty much everything spot on in recent weeks. But I just think he needs to be a bit more quicker this evening with the changes. And with the formation change, they changed and they were dominating the ball. And obviously they were going to dominate the ball. They're at home. Everton famously, specifically this season, haven't been brilliant in this new stadium. But it doesn't mean we're going to go there and go roll them over. I was seeing comments on my live stream that say, why did we not get 3 or 4 goals? And you're like, that's not what happened. We're a newly promoted side. We wouldn't be doing that to a team like that. But yeah, it was a weird one, that second half, because am I happy that we've got a point? Of course I am, but it still feels disappointing because there's a bit of me that thinks we maybe could have got 3. I don't know how you guys feel about this game. It felt a very, very odd one. Let's say that to say the least. Let's go through each individual player. Carl Darlow didn't have too much to do, but his distribution this evening was a bit shaky again. I just think we need a new number 1. Lucas Perry's not here. Carl Darlow didn't do anything necessarily wrong this evening. I just don't think he's Premier League quality. I don't think that's what we need looking into the future, and I don't think that's what the club wants or needs either, Carl Darlow. But he didn't do too much wrong today. Good couple of claims, but his distribution was just a tad bit worrying, and that's been a sort of a recent thing with Leeds United goalkeepers, it seems. Right back, Jaden Bogle. I thought he had an all right first half, a brilliant second half. He kept Njai very, very quiet. And at the end of the day, they didn't win this game, Everton. They only get a point. So I'm going to be, credit to these players, these Leeds United players who looked good this evening. They did. A lot of them did look good, but did drop off in the second half. The three centre backs, Bornau, I thought he made a key block for Njai's shot. I think he had a decent game, Bornau. Obviously lost his man for Barry's goal, but still, I still think he was a decent addition this evening to that back line, Bornau. And Roden, again, he had a couple of mistakes in him tonight, which we don't see from Roden. A bit of a dodgy passes into the middle of the park, which, led to a Garner chance and things like that. And Strauch, bit of heavy touches before he passed the ball this evening. So they weren't perfect, but they weren't, they weren't terrible at all, the back line. The three in the middle of the park, Ampadu had another quietly good game. Gruev, I know a lot of fans are not taking to Gruev. They're thinking, why is Tanaka not playing and things like that. Gruev done all right in the middle of the park. I'm not one of these fans that are critical fully on Gruev. And do I think Tanaka comes in and does a better job? I don't know. Because I don't think when you go away at Everton, Tanaka is the right man you use. I'm just being completely honest with that. And you might call me wrong in the comments. Do let me know in the comments because I love being wrong. But I just don't think Tanaka is the right player that you play when you want to set up a defensive line. I really don't. And Stack, again, looked all right, but looked a little bit leggy, obviously returning from injury. So he looked a bit meh, but, he done all right for the goal. And then two up front, Aaronson, I thought we had a brilliant first half. Didn't really do anything in the second half. And Calvert Lewin, obviously unlucky not to score in the first half. And again, very quiet in the second half. Had to do a lot of the hard work up there, just chasing the ball between the back three of Everton. Then second half, I think none of them were brilliant necessarily. And then the subs come on. Tanaka comes on for Gruev. Don't think he does much wrong, but don't think he does too much right either. The weight of passes sometimes were just terrible from Tanaka. And then the three that came on in Longstaff, Okafor, and Buonanotte. Buonanotte had a good, decent couple of chances. Okafor just holding on to the ball too long. And Longstaff's set pieces were absolutely terrible when we really needed him in the 92nd and 94th minute. A nice ball in. Both of them are terrible, either too short or too long. But that's not too much on Longstaff. I'm not having a complete go at him. I'm just thinking also, where's Metcha? He got the winning goal off the bench last week. Surely you could think maybe he could do it again this evening. I thought Calvert-Lewin was winning headers in the first half. And then the second half, O'Brien and Tarkowski and Branthwaite had his number. It was just one of them that I don't really know how to feel. How do you guys feel? Let me know. Are you happy with the point? I think this will be a hindsight one or a next day one. You'll go, actually, that was quite a good point, Evan. I think right now we're just disappointed because teams around us won. We maybe could have got the 3 points. But at the end of the day, we didn't play well in that second half, and we've left Merseyside with a point. So I think people take that, but I think there's a bit of critical sort of thoughts towards Farke. Maybe he could have been a bit more proactive than reactive. But either way, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. If you did enjoy this match reaction, if you're from my live stream, if you're just watching new, be sure to smash that like button. It really, really does help. Subscribe if you are new as well, and yeah, get your comments in. What went wrong in that second half? And let me know your man of the match for this game. I've been Ollie Ward, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheery. Uh-oh.